If you are here watching this video, my dear friend, it probably means you have an idea, or maybe even know for sure, that a boring life isn't necessarily such a boring thing. My name is Rimma, I'm 44 years old, and for most of my life I've consciously chosen what's called a boring life. Not just once, but I keep choosing it every single day for many years now. Why? I'll tell you everything honestly, step by step. I realized pretty early on that what makes other people happy doesn't really excite me. While my young parents were happily tumbled down icy slides, at 4 years old I was just calmly standing aside, watching what seemed like the madness of everyone else, sipping my milk coffee and eating a pie. When my cousins played outside, I'd slip away somewhere quiet, where no one could find me or drag me into their fun, taking my most precious treasures with me: a book and some apples. When my friends grew up, they started traveling to faraway places, looking for new adventures, and I looked for my own kind of adventure without leaving home. I was perfectly happy when no one tried to drag me into conversations about someone's trip or what they saw there. In the end, I earned the title of the most boring person. My parents called me a boring daughter who was somehow strange. My cousins were annoyed by my suitcase full of books and tapes of classical music that I'd bring to my summer visits to the countryside. And my close friends? They accepted me just as I was. And strangely enough, they didn't think I was boring at all, because they knew that within my boring life there is something they are searching for. There are no big events, flashy achievements, high speeds or grand success. But there is something I choose to find in this quiet, seemingly boring life. And it's a big secret few people can really understand or even explain. I felt it since childhood, but I couldn't quite put it into words as an adult. Honestly, I didn't really try. If you watch this far, endured more than a minute and are still here, that means you understand what I'm talking about, my dear friend. Maybe your life also looks boring on the outside, but is exciting deep down. And I really don't need to tell you why I choose this boring life. And for those who can't understand it, there is no point in trying to explain. They probably didn't even click on this video. They are watching something totally different. Why this happened to me, to you, or to other people like us? That's a big question. Some of us discovered it in childhood. Others came to this realization consciously when they grew up. Share your story in the comments, maybe it will help someone else understand themselves a bit better. My boring life started almost by itself. I can't even say if I was conscious of it or not, probably both. I just lived according to what my heart told me, and over the years my mind only made those choices stronger. More than 20 years ago, two different people said roughly the same thing to me. They were successful, accomplished folks I have interviewed. One was a famous artist, the other a regional foreign trade minister. With the artist, we talk about an impressive exhibition of his paintings, and with the minister about the exciting prospects of international trade. Over time, our interviews shifted into private conversations, without mics, without pretense. We moved smoothly from art and economics to universal human topics. That happened often, with different kinds of people, no ties, no star-studded image, no medals, just regular people. And you know what? Deep down, everyone wants the same thing. They all want to live a boring life. Especially those whose lives seem full of color and excitement on the outside. Of course, nobody explicitly says they want a boring life for themselves, but what they describe as their top value, that's often what's called the most boring life. Silence, calmness, routine, cozy home, loved ones, hobbies, nature, and no big flashy events. Just a peaceful, sometimes even monotonous, steady life. I choose silence too, the kind where I can see and hear myself clearly. I choose a space free from events that exist just for the sake of existing. They take away people's attention, time, resources, energy and money, because the show must go on. And as a result, there is little time and energy left for yourself. To see and feel your own brightness, the light of your own star, your sun. And you know what, my dear friend? It's in this simple routine, in this quiet, boring life, in that peaceful space without bright images, that you can truly see and feel the fullness of life. Your life, only yours, unique, no one else's. A life only you live, and no one else. And can you call that boring? I don't think so. But only we know this, my dear friend. Those who choose their own personal boring life. In the next video, I'm going to explain why a boring life is necessary for an exciting life to happen. In the meantime, you can check out this video about how I live my boring life and where I get money for that. See you soon.